A forgotten legacy. In the year 524, Earth was but a distant memory, its existence nearly erased from the annals of galactic history. 3 millennia had passed since the Galactic Council, a coalition of advanced civilizations, had obliterated it in a brutal act designed to eliminate what they perceived as a rising threat. Few humans survived this cataclysm, scattered across the stars like ashes in the wind, their origins whispered only in legends and half-forgotten tales. The remnants of humanity became nomads, drifting from one system to another, often unwelcome and distrusted by more established civilizations. The destruction of Earth had driven humanity into shadows, forcing them to adapt, survive, and endure. Generations lived and died with a burning desire for justice simmering beneath their collective psyche. Discovery in ruins. On the fringes of the galaxy, a forgotten space station orbited a dead planet. It was here, amidst the ruins of this ancient outpost, that a group of human explorers made a discovery that would change everything. Led by Captain Stone, a battle-hardened leader with fierce determination, the team scoured abandoned worlds and derelict stations for any remnants of Earth's past. "Captain, you need to see this," called out Dr. Liam Harris, the team's chief scientist, his voice trembling with excitement. Arya hurried over to where Liam was working. His workstation was cluttered with ancient technology pieces he had painstakingly reassembled. In the center of this mess pulsed a small data core with a faint blue light. "What is it?" Arya asked, her heart racing. "It's a data core from pre-structured civilization," Liam exclaimed. "I've managed to access some files. It contains advanced technology and knowledge we thought was lost forever." A weapon of hope. Arya's eyes widened with curiosity and disbelief. "What kind of technology?" "Among other things," Liam continued, leaning closer, "the plans for a weapon powerful enough to rival the Galactic Council's entire fleet." The implications were staggering. For centuries, humanity had survived by hiding, staying under the radar. But now, with this discovery, they had a chance to fight back, a chance to avenge Earth and reclaim their place in the galaxy. "We need to get this to the Council," Arya said firmly. "Humanity needs to know that there's hope. We must unite our people." Rallying humanity. The discovery of the data core spread like wildfire among human colonies. For the first time in millennia, there was a tangible sense of hope. Leaders from scattered factions convened in a secret location, a hidden base on the edge of known space, where representatives from every corner of humanity gathered to discuss their next steps. Commander Stone stood at the forefront of this assembly. Her presence commanded respect as her reputation as a fierce leader preceded her. She looked out at those gathered, seeing in their faces the same determination that burned within her. "We've been wandering for too long," Arya began, her voice echoing in the cavernous chamber. "We have lived as nomads, survivors, but we are more than that. We are descendants of Earth and have a right to reclaim our place in this galaxy." The room buzzed with murmurs of agreement as Arya raised her hand for silence. "We have discovered a data core containing knowledge and technology from our ancestors," she continued passionately. "Among its secrets is blueprints for a weapon capable of challenging the Galactic Council. With this, we can strike back. We can avenge Earth, uniting against oppression." A mixture of excitement and apprehension filled the air as Arya continued speaking with fervor. "To do this," she emphasized, "we must unite. No more factions, no more divisions. We must pool our resources, our knowledge, and our strength together. We can build this weapon and take the fight to them." General Marcus Hale, a tall man with graying hair, stood up amidst applause. "Unity is essential," he said gravely, "but we also need allies. There are others in this galaxy who suffer under Council rule. If we can gain their support, we stand a better chance." Arya nodded in agreement. "We will seek out those who have been oppressed by the Council," she declared resolutely. "We will form an alliance against our common enemy." As cheers erupted around her, Arya felt an overwhelming sense of purpose wash over her. The first step toward reclaiming humanity's destiny had begun. Mobilization begins. As meetings adjourned, Arya met with her closest advisors. Dr. Liam Harris, who discovered the data core, Lieutenant Sophia Reyes, a tactical genius, and General Hale himself. "We need to start gathering resources immediately," Sophia said decisively. "Building this weapon will require materials and expertise we don't have readily available." "I've already started deciphering more from that data core," Liam added eagerly. "There are plans for advanced manufacturing techniques that could speed up production, but we'll need access to proper facilities." Arya looked at her team with pride swelling within her chest. They were ready for action. "We've taken our first step," she affirmed passionately. "Now let's see this through. For Earth." With renewed purpose igniting their spirits, humanity began mobilizing across the galaxy. Scattered colonies and hidden outposts started working together once more as they pooled resources and knowledge. A new dawn. The secret base on the edge of known space transformed into an epicenter for humanity's resurgence, a place where plans were made, alliances forged, strategies developed, all under Commander Arya Stone's leadership. As she stood before maps marking territories controlled by the Galactic Council and potential allies' locations, her resolve strengthened by hope. She knew they were finally ready to reclaim what was lost. Together, they would rise from ashes forgotten by time itself. Together, they would forge a new destiny among stars, once again illuminated by dreams long buried beneath despair. The call for unity. As the dust settled from the initial assembly, Commander Arya Stone felt the weight of her new responsibility. With the alliance of the Dracarians secured, she knew that this was merely the beginning. The Galactic Council was vast and powerful, and to stand a chance against them, humanity needed more allies. Arya gathered her closest advisors in the command center of their hidden base, a place buzzing with energy and determination. "Now that we have the Dracarians on our side, we need to reach out to other races," Arya began, her voice steady. "The Thorin and Zarek are next on our list. Both have grievances against the Council, and their support could tip the scales in our favor." General Marcus Hale nodded in agreement. "Each race will come with its own challenges. The Thorin are known for their technological advancements, while the Zarek are strategic masterminds. We need to approach them carefully." Lieutenant Sophia Reyes chimed in. "We should send envoys to both races simultaneously. This way, we can maximize our chances of success." The journey to Thora. With a plan in place, Arya decided to lead the mission to Thora herself. The Thorin were known for their advanced technology and had a reputation for being cautious yet fair negotiators. As Arya prepared for her journey, she felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. "Remember," Sophia said as they boarded the shuttle, "the Thorin value intelligence and integrity above all else. Be open but firm about our intentions." The shuttle launched into the stars, navigating through asteroid fields and avoiding Council patrols. After several hours of travel, they arrived at Thora, a lush planet filled with towering trees and shimmering lakes. The beauty of the landscape contrasted sharply with the harshness of their mission. Upon landing, Arya was greeted by a delegation of Thorin leaders, each adorned in robes that glimmered like liquid silver. Their leader, High Chancellor Ilara, stepped forward with an air of authority. "Welcome to Thora, Commander Stone," Ilara said, her voice smooth yet commanding. "You come seeking an alliance. State your purpose clearly." Presenting their case, Arya took a deep breath, feeling the weight of her people's hopes resting on her shoulders. "High Chancellor Ilara," she began, "we seek your alliance against the Galactic Council. They have oppressed not just humanity, but countless other races across the galaxy. Together, we can overthrow their tyranny." Ilara's eyes narrowed slightly as she processed Arya's words. "And what do you offer in return?" "Trust is not easily given among our people. We offer you access to our combined resources," Arya replied earnestly. With your technological prowess and our determination, we can create a force strong enough to challenge the Council. The room fell silent as the foreign leaders exchanged glances. Finally, Ilara spoke again. Your words are compelling, but we require proof of your commitment. A test of worthiness. What kind of proof do you seek? Arya asked. Ilara gestured toward a large holographic display that illuminated the room. We have been monitoring Council activities closely. There is a facility nearby where they conduct experiments on captured beings from various races, including ours. If you can help us liberate these captives, it will demonstrate your resolve and honor. Arya felt a surge of determination. We will help you liberate them, she declared without hesitation. The foreign leaders nodded in approval as they outlined their plan for infiltration and rescue. Arya's team would work alongside foreign operatives to execute this daring mission. The rescue operation. Under cover of darkness, Arya's team set out with their foreign allies toward the facility, a heavily fortified compound surrounded by energy barriers and patrolled by armed guards. Stick to the shadows, whispered Kira, one of the foreign operatives skilled in stealth tactics. We'll disable security systems as we go. As they approached the compound, Arya felt her heart race with adrenaline. They moved swiftly through narrow alleys and hidden paths until they reached an unguarded entrance. Inside, they encountered rows of containment cells filled with various beings, some human, others from different races, each one looking weary and broken. Over there, Kira pointed toward a control panel that would allow them to unlock all cells simultaneously. Arya rushed over while keeping an eye on their surroundings. She quickly accessed the panel using a combination of hacking skills, learned from Liam's teachings and her own intuition. Done, she exclaimed as alarms blared throughout the facility. Chaos unleashed. With alarms ringing in their ears, chaos erupted around them as guards scrambled to respond to the breach. Move, move, Arya shouted as they began unlocking cells one by one. The captives poured out, confused but grateful, filling the corridors with shouts of freedom. Follow us, Kira urged as they led everyone toward an emergency exit. Just as they reached it, a squadron of guards appeared at the far end of the hall. Get ready, Arya commanded as she drew her weapon alongside her team and their new allies. A fierce firefight ensued. Blaster fire lit up the dim corridors as Arya fought alongside her team and foreign warriors who moved with precision and agility. A narrow escape. Despite being outnumbered, Arya's team held their ground long enough for most captives to escape through a side exit. We need to fall back, Kira shouted amidst gunfire. Arya nodded in agreement. It was time to retreat before they were overwhelmed. As they made their way back through narrow passages toward their shuttle, Arya couldn't shake off a sense of urgency. Every second counted when lives were at stake. Finally reaching their shuttle just as reinforcements arrived at the compound entrance, they took off into space, hearts pounding but spirits soaring high with victory. The aftermath. Back on Thora, High Chancellor Ilara awaited them with anxious anticipation. As Arya stepped off the shuttle alongside liberated captives, many still shaken but free, their eyes met Ilara's filled with admiration. You have proven your worthiness today, Ilara said solemnly. We will stand with you against the Galactic Council. Arya felt a wave of relief wash over her. This alliance was critical for humanity's survival and resurgence against oppression. With renewed hope igniting within them all, humanity now had two powerful allies, the Dracarians and Thorin, and together they would prepare for what lay ahead against an enemy that had long underestimated them. Looking ahead, as plans were laid out for future operations against the Galactic Council, strategizing strikes that would exploit weaknesses exposed by Elias's intelligence, the resistance grew stronger each day, fueled by unity forged through shared struggles and victories. But even amidst this newfound strength loomed uncertainty. Whispers among ranks hinted at potential betrayal or dissent within their own coalition, a reminder that not all battles would be fought against external foes alone. Commander Arya Stone stood resolute before her assembled forces, determined not just to reclaim Earth, but also forge a future where freedom reigned across galaxies once more. The need for knowledge. With the alliance with the Dracarians solidified, Commander Arya Stone understood that brute strength alone would not be sufficient to challenge the Galactic Council. While the Dracarians brought formidable combat skills, intelligence was crucial to exploit the Council's weaknesses. They needed to know everything about the Council's defenses, command structure, and any internal conflicts that could be leveraged. To lead this critical mission, Arya turned to Elias Verne, a master spy known for his exceptional skills in infiltration and information gathering. Elias had cybernetic enhancements that made him nearly undetectable, allowing him to navigate secure locations without raising alarms. If anyone could penetrate the heart of the Council, it was him. Briefing Elias. In the command center of their hidden base, Arya sat across from Elias, her expression serious. "Elias, this mission is critical," she began. "We need to gather intelligence on the Galactic Council's operations, everything from their fleet deployments to their internal politics. This could be our only chance to understand how to destabilize them." Elias nodded, his demeanor focused. "I understand, Commander. I'll get what we need." Arya handed him a small device containing advanced stealth technology. "This will help you evade detection. Use it wisely." With a determined nod, Elias prepared for his journey to Aelia Prime, the capital of the Galactic Council, a sprawling metropolis filled with towering spires and advanced infrastructure, heavily guarded and constantly monitored. Infiltrating Aelia Prime. Using a false identity as a low-ranking technician, Elias navigated through the bustling streets of Aelia Prime. His cybernetic enhancements allowed him to blend in seamlessly with the crowd while scanning for potential threats and opportunities. His first objective was to access the Council's central database, a heavily fortified structure that housed sensitive information about their operations. As he approached the facility, he scanned the perimeter for security measures. "Time to go to work," he muttered under his breath. Bypassing security. Elias bypassed the outer defenses with ease, using his implants to disable alarms and unlock doors. Inside, however, he faced more sophisticated security measures, biometric scanners, and encrypted data terminals. "Let's see what you've got," he said as he approached a terminal. His fingers danced over the keys as he hacked into the system with practiced precision. Layer by layer, he navigated through encryption until he unearthed files detailing fleet deployments and defensive positions. "Got it," he whispered triumphantly as he downloaded critical files onto a secure data drive. Internal conflicts revealed. As Elias delved deeper into the database, he discovered something unexpected. Internal communications among high-ranking officials revealed growing tensions and power struggles within the Council. This was a weakness they could exploit. Just as he was about to extract more information, an alarm blared throughout the facility. Not good, Elias thought as red lights flashed around him. The automated security system had detected unauthorized access. The chase begins. Elias quickly downloaded the critical files and prepared for escape as guards rushed toward his location. Activating his cloaking device rendered him nearly invisible, allowing him to slip through corridors undetected. But the guards were relentless. A high-speed chase ensued through narrow passageways of the data facility. Elias relied on his enhanced reflexes and combat training to outmaneuver his pursuers. "Almost there," he muttered as he darted through obstacles and leaped over barriers. A daring escape. The chase culminated in a daring leap from a high platform onto a transport vessel, just as it was departing Aelia Prime. Breathing heavily, Elias activated the vessel's autopilot and set a course back to their hidden base. As he flew away from Aelia Prime, adrenaline coursed through his veins. He transmitted a secure message to Arya informing her of his success and the valuable intelligence he had gathered. Analyzing the data. Back at their base, Arya and her team eagerly awaited Elias's return. When he finally arrived, Cheers erupted from assembled resistance fighters who had gathered in anticipation of his mission's outcome. "Excellent work, Elias," Arya exclaimed with genuine admiration as she approached him. "You've given us the edge we needed." Elias nodded humbly but felt a swell of pride at being recognized for his efforts. "This is just the beginning, Commander," he said confidently. Together with Dr. Liam Harris and Lieutenant Sophia Reyes, they analyzed the data Elias had retrieved. The files confirmed vulnerabilities within the Council's structure and highlighted key locations for strategic strikes. Seizing opportunities, more importantly, they revealed factions within the Council that were dissatisfied with current leadership, an opportunity for resistance forces to sow discord among their enemies. "This is it," Arya said, her eyes gleaming with determination as she pointed at several highlighted areas on a holographic map of Aelia Prime. "We can target these locations for our next moves." Sophia leaned in closer, her mind racing with possibilities. "If we can create enough chaos within their ranks while launching coordinated strikes against their assets, we could destabilize them significantly." Planning their next moves. With renewed purpose igniting their spirits, humanity armed with knowledge and allies, the Resistance began planning an audacious series of attacks designed not only to weaken, but also to demoralize their oppressors. Arya stood before her assembled forces once more, a fierce leader ready to inspire hope among those who had long suffered under tyranny. "We are no longer just survivors. We are warriors ready to reclaim our destiny." As cheers erupted around her once again, each voice echoing with shared determination, Arya felt an overwhelming sense of unity among her people. They were no longer scattered remnants, but a force poised for action against those who had wronged them for far too long. The calm before the storm. However, amidst this newfound strength loomed uncertainty. Whispers among ranks hinted at potential betrayal or dissent within their coalition, a reminder that not all battles would be fought against external foes alone. As preparations intensify for their upcoming strikes against key targets within the Galactic Council, each plan meticulously crafted based on intelligence gathered by Elias, Arya remained vigilant. She knew they must stay united if they were to succeed in their fight for freedom. With each passing day leading up to their planned operations, the tension grew palpable. Allies trained together while strategizing ways forward, all fueled by hope that justice would soon be served upon those who had cast them aside so many years ago. Looking ahead, as Arya looked out over her assembled forces, determined faces illuminated by flickering lights in their hidden base, she felt an unshakable resolve settle deep within her heart. They would rise from ashes forgotten by time itself. The stage was set for confrontation that would determine not just humanity's fate, but also that of countless others oppressed by tyranny across galaxies far beyond their own, a reckoning long overdue, the calm before the storm. As the Resistance fortified its ranks, Commander Arya Stone felt the anticipation building in the air. The alliance with the Dracarians had given them a much-needed boost in strength, but Arya knew that knowledge was their greatest weapon. With Elias Verne's intelligence in hand, they were ready to strike at the Galactic Council's heart. The command center buzzed with activity as teams prepared for the upcoming operations. Holographic displays illuminated the room, showcasing maps of key council installations and potential targets. Arya stood at the forefront, her gaze sweeping over her assembled forces, humanity's last hope against tyranny. "Today marks a turning point," Arya began, her voice steady and commanding. "We have allies who believe in our cause, and we possess information that can cripple the Council. Our first target will be their supply depot on Gelaris IV." Planning the attack, General Marcus Hale stepped forward, a look of determination etched on his face. "The supply depot is heavily guarded, but if we time our strike during their supply rotation, we can catch them off guard." Lieutenant Sophia Reyes chimed in. "We'll need to split our forces. A small team should create a diversion, while the main force infiltrates the depot to secure supplies and gather more intelligence." Arya nodded thoughtfully. "Elias, you'll lead the infiltration team." Your knowledge of their security systems will be invaluable. Elias smiled confidently. I'll ensure we get in and out without raising alarms. The plan was set, and as preparations intensified, Area felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. This was their first real offensive move against the Galactic Council, a chance to prove that humanity would not be crushed beneath their heel. The journey to Galactic Council. As night fell over the hidden base, Area's team boarded their ships, each one filled with hope and determination. The journey to Galactic Council was fraught with danger. Council patrols roamed nearby sectors, but Area had faith in her crew's skills. Upon arrival, they cloaked their ships to avoid detection and observed the supply depot from a distance. It was a sprawling complex surrounded by high walls and patrolled by armed guards. Elias, Area whispered over the comms as they surveyed the area. What's our best entry point? The diversion begins. As they approached their target under cover of darkness, Sophia's team moved into position to create a diversion. They launched a series of small explosives at a nearby power generator, causing an immediate power outage across the facility. Now, Area commanded as chaos erupted within the depot. Alarms blared while guards scrambled to respond to the threat. Elias led his infiltration team through the maintenance tunnel, moving swiftly and silently. They emerged inside the depot's main structure, where crates filled with supplies were stacked high. Let's secure what we can, Elias instructed as they began loading supplies onto hover carts. Unexpected resistance. Just as they were about to make their escape, they heard footsteps approaching. The guards were regrouping faster than expected. Quick, we need to move, Area urged as they loaded their carts. Without hesitation, Elias activated his cloaking device and vanished from sight. Area and her team quickly took cover behind crates as blaster fire erupted around them. Elias, Area called out through gritted teeth, we need your help. With renewed determination, Area led her team into action. They fought back fiercely against the guards while securing additional supplies. A narrow escape. With blaster fire echoing through the depot, Area knew they had to make a quick exit before reinforcements arrived. To the south exit, she yelled as they pushed through waves of guards. They reached an exit leading to an alleyway just as more guards flooded into the room behind them. Go, go, she urged her team as they sprinted toward their ships. Once outside, they loaded their cargo onto hovercrafts and took off into the night sky, just as council ships began patrolling overhead. Regrouping at base. Back at their hidden base, cheers erupted as Area and her team returned victorious with supplies and valuable intelligence from Galactic Council. Elias grinned widely, and I managed to gather some intel on their next supply routes while we were there. Area felt a surge of pride wash over her. This was only the beginning of humanity's fight against oppression. They had proven that they could strike back, and strike hard. Analyzing their gains. In the command center later that night, Area gathered her leadership team once more to analyze what they had accomplished. We've secured enough supplies to sustain us for months, General Hale stated confidently. But more importantly, we have intel on future supply routes that we can exploit. Elias nodded in agreement as he displayed holographic maps of upcoming shipments across various sectors controlled by the Galactic Council. If we coordinate our attacks on these routes strategically, we can cripple their supply chain significantly. Area's mind raced with possibilities. Each successful strike would weaken their enemy further while strengthening their own resolve. The next steps. We need to keep up this momentum, Area declared passionately. Our next target should be another supply route, one that leads directly to Alia Prime. Sophia raised an eyebrow skeptically. That's risky. Alia Prime is heavily fortified. Exactly, Area replied with conviction. But if we can disrupt their supply lines leading into their capital city itself, it will send a message that we are not afraid. The room fell silent for a moment as everyone processed her words. This would be no small feat, but then again, nothing worth fighting for ever was. Preparing for battle. As plans began taking shape for their next mission against Alia Prime, strategies crafted around intelligence gathered from previous strikes. Each member of the resistance felt invigorated by purpose. Hope blossomed anew among them all. Aria stood resolute before her assembled forces once again, this time not just inspiring them, but igniting flames of determination within every heart present, a reminder that together they could achieve what once seemed impossible. With every passing day leading up to this next operation, the tension grew palpable. Allies trained together while strategizing ways forward, all fueled by hope that justice would soon be served upon those who had cast them aside so many years ago. Looking ahead, as Aria looked out over her assembled forces, determined faces illuminated by flickering lights in their hidden base, she felt an unshakable resolve settle deep within her heart. They would rise from ashes forgotten by time itself. The stage was set for confrontation that would determine not just humanity's fate, but also that of countless others oppressed by tyranny across galaxies far beyond their own, a reckoning long overdue.